Hello everyone, welcome back to our SQL tutorial series. In this video, we will explore one more important concept in SQL that is called SQL Aggregate Functions. Okay, so aggregate functions actually allows us to perform some calculations on multiple rows of data. We will see how that works on our patients or admissions or any of the table we have. Got it. So simply saying aggregate functions, these functions perform some calculations on a group of values, we can say. So for example, if I run this query, select star from patients, we see multiple data. And now I want to calculate something like what is the total number of records we have in patients table. Got it. So I just want to calculate the number of records in the patients table. For that, we have one aggregate function called count. Okay, so what it is doing is it is just calculating the number of records and it is presenting us. So instead of select star from patients, if we execute this, we are seeing here, right, 1 to 100 of 4530 results. So 4530 is the total number. So how it looks like is count of star or any column name you can give. Okay, so if you run this, say count of star, and if you want a meaningful name for the result in the result set, you can provide an column alias also as total number of patients. And if you run this now again, the total number of patients is 4530. So what it does is it simply calculated the total number of records from patients table. So this is one aggregate function example. Got it. And maybe if you want to know how many patients are actually hospitalized or admitted in the hospital. So if you remember from earlier video where we discussed the joins, the admissions information is available in admissions table. So simple, count of stars or count of any column name in the total number of patients or total number of admissions from admissions. And if you run this, you will see 5067 admissions are there. Got it. So these are two examples of count function. So this is a function and this is an aggregate function. Similarly, we have few more aggregate functions. We have sum, for example. So above this, I will write one more select query, select a star from patients, just to have this total data. Got it. Now we have 4530, and if you see this data, you have height column, and we will see, we have multiple aggregate functions which are sum, min, max, and average, AVG, like this. Okay, so these are the aggregate functions we actually have in SQL. So now I want to know the sum of all values from a given column. So in that case, we can use the sum, like select sum of the column name you want to calculate the sum is height from table name patients. And if you run this, you see 714747 is the total of all patients' heights. Got it. And similarly, if you want to change the column header value, you can simply write a column alias. But now I'm just keeping like this. And if you want to find what is the minimum weight from the patient table, so I can use the min aggregate function. So if you run this, if 1 is the minimum. If you want, you can check order by weight. So it will get the data in the ascending order, right? So see, this is the weight. See, we have 3 records with that, but it doesn't bother. It will get the minimum weight from the weights column. That's all. Got it. And similarly, max weight also. Just copy this, and instead of min, we put max. Got it. So this is how we use aggregate functions. And this is max weight is 142. And if you want to find average weight, you can simply do that as AVG, and you run this, and average weight is 76.77682111, like that. Got it. So this is the simple way of using aggregate functions in SQL. Till now we are doing this aggregation on a given column, entirely. We are not making any groups. The entire table is the single group. Okay, like we just use the count function. If you say this, so it considered the entire table as single group and given the total number of patients from the patient table. Now, if you remember the patient's data by running select star from patients, we see we have gender column in which we have M and F values. Now I want how many male patients are there and how many female patients are there in the patients table. For that, we can group the data by gender and get the count. Earlier, we got all the patients. Now, I want this count by gender column. Got it? Gender comma count of gender. Star you can give, but habituate to provide the column name, whatever you are grouping with. So, from patients, and you want to include group by clause here, and based on gender we are grouping the data. So earlier all the records are of same group. Now we are asking, okay, take the data from the table and make it into two groups, and the grouping should be based on gender. I mean, not two groups, the based on the gender make the groups. Groups means the distinct values, whatever all the males, so all the records having one value becomes one group. If we have second value, that is second group, third value, third group, fourth value, fourth group. So based on gender we are grouping, and that gender is displayed, means here M or F will be displayed and count will be displayed grouped by gender. And if you run this now, see, gender is F, count is 2062 and M 2468. This is how we will group the we will write the group by. And similarly, if our requirement is, if you see the patient's data again by running this query, now someone asked us to get how many patients are residing in each city. I want to get the number of patients in each city. Got it. So instead of by gender, I copy this, paste city, count of city, and patients group by city. And if you see this, see now we have all the cities. So now the value of city is one group. All the records which are having one city becomes one group. So in this city we have 12. In this city we have 117. And if you want, you can order by also again. Group by city and order by, which should be followed by group by statement. So total number of patients, we will be ordering by total number of patients, so we will get in the ascending order. See, 111. In these three cities we have single patient. In these cities, all these cities we have two patients, three patients, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 patients, we don't have 12, like that. So this is how you can club group by and order by. And now what if I want to put a condition like I want city and number of patients in that city, but I want only the data where at least 10 patients are there in that city. So the condition is the total number of patients should be greater than or equal to 10. Okay, because I am okay even with 10 patients. So what we can do, shall we put where means it is not recommended or it is not the right way. So whenever you are using group by, you should have having clause. Okay, so group by city and having patients, total number of patients is greater than or equal to 12 10, and order by total number of patients. So we are writing a keyword called having to provide one condition in a query where we used group by. And now if you observe the result set, you don't have any city which has patients less than 10, number of patients less than 10. Earlier we saw one patient, two patient, three patients are there in multiple cities, like, right? So this is how we use aggregate functions, group by, and order by, and having usage of having in the group by. So yeah, that's all I think for aggregate functions. So with this we completed almost all required things to write select queries at least. So you should be able to write any select query and to retrieve any kind of data, whatever your requirement is. Okay, so if you want to get all the data with all columns, select simply you write select star from table name. If you want only some columns, you can list the column names instead of star. And if you want to filter on data, I mean rows, you can write where condition, and you can use and or like in between all those. And you can join different tables using different types of joins. And you can use aggregate functions whenever you have some calculations to be done. And you can use group by clause whenever you want your aggregate functions to be worked on multiple groups. Okay, so with this we are done with this tutorial series, because I concentrated mostly on retrieving the data from databases. If at all in future we like to extend with other queries as well, like delete statement and update, create, all other DDL and DML statements also, then we'll discuss about. But the main intention of this series is like learn how to retrieve data from SQL databases. Okay, so thank you for watching all the videos. Hope you enjoyed all these. Thank you.